Welcome everyone. Today we have another new episode, and today we have uh, one of the exclusive guests from University of Texas, USA, and she gonna introduce herself with our audience. And beside that, she have an excellent presentations about the economic impact in COVID-19 situations. Beside that, we're gonna discuss about the economical impact as well as the global issues, and especially everybody know that after the election result declarations, even we do a special episode on US presidential elections. Then this is our new episodes. We're gonna discuss something about the impact of US presidential elections as well. So hello, Madam Shabnam, how are you today?
I'm fine.
Thank you. Can you please introduce yourself with our audience?
Yes, so I'm Shabnam from USA. So currently I'm doing a PhD in environmental and occupational health at University of Texas Health Science Center at Houston. And at the same time, I teach part-time in a university, American Intercontinental University. And that's so far, very short bio.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. World Talent Economy Forums, basically, we are working with 100, more than 100 countries from North America, from Europe, from Africa, even Asia Pacific and South Asia. So many of the university, even Ivy League university like MIT, Stanford's, this kind of universities, as well as different research centers, different big corporations from Silicon Valley to Cyber Jazz. Many of the tech giants, they are joining with us already, and many business forums and organizations. So hopefully it will be very impactful discussions. Even future, we're going to arrange different kind of summit. Next 12 months, we have a lot of summit and conference. We're going to invite you in our sessions. So let's start with your presentation. Okay.
Okay. So for today's presentation, I will be talking about the economic impact of COVID-19. And this is very important this time, as you all know, that the world economy at the same time, COVID-19 hit like US economy very hard. There are a lot of unemployment going on, and there are a lot of issues going on. This is now we're in the second phase of COVID-19, and cases are increasing every day. Like around yesterday, it was 125,000 cases, and around 1,000 people are dying every day here in the United States. So it's a very grave situation. At the same time, we just finished the election, so it's the country is in real change right now, and economy with the heat economy, and at the same time this infection and the burden and the people are sick and everything new we have to face. Thing has not only impacting us and all over the world, because as we know that the world economy and everything else now, all of them are connected. So economy in one part of the world is really impacting economy in many other parts of the world. So one of the issue that we have right now in the USA, we're thinking after a lockdown, how we can reopen. We are trying to reopen the businesses, but we are trying to make sure that their business in this 8 month is closed. So, but all this could be like how we can make sure we can reopen and make sure those business that are gone, we can get them back. And some of them are permanently closed. Around 41% of businesses here in USA are closed, and this closure is like there is a spike of closure in March, and then gradually in the May and the June. And we really don't know where we are heading, because this is going to be the second phase, and we know there's going to be a third phase, and then a lot of things is going to be changing in USA from now and then, and there will be a new administration going to come, and how it's going to impact the US economy. And that's why, like with everything we are practicing in certain way, we were not prepared for this pandemic. So everything we're doing so far has to be changed. The last pandemic was like 1918. A lot of you know about the Spanish flu, and but the world has changed so much from that time, from here, like we are more knowledge, but this thing, this new COVID-19 is a new, totally a new thing. So we have to find out everything new way and our new way of life, how we're going to control this pandemic. And for this pandemic, the businesses suffered. Mostly, many of them are closed permanently, and some of them are really trying hard to keep up with this COVID-19 and still trying to somehow like keep going so that they don't close permanently. But like in coming months with this second wave, we don't know what's gonna be the next step or how we're gonna control that. And based on that, it depends a lot of thing because everything is now new. So there is a great possibility that the businesses now open or struggling will be closed in coming months. One of the things that I'd like to share with the viewers that you may wanted to know what's the size of the impact, right? Because the size of the impact is huge. This size depends on a lot of things. We have this information from Yelp, and this information I'm talking about, it's April to June, and then more coming days we're gonna have more information. And it's not like USA has a 50 state. It's not on the 50 state, but there are main cities in the United States that are like a backbone of this country and the economy here in the states. So some places in the cities like Los Angeles, Newark, Chicago, San Francisco, Washington D.C., San Diego. I live in Houston, and the two main city in here in Texas is Houston and Dallas, Miami and Seattle. So these are the 10 cities and their economy and how the business closer. This figure actually talking about them. Right now, I'm in Houston, Texas, and this picture is showing total, like showing a clear picture. Like um, in April 19, we lost like 3,518 jobs or businesses, but it decreased. June 15, we have like 2,940. So these are types of the numbers we're seeing, and basically in April 19, the closer one was 176, and 822 like around that time, and in June 15 is 139, 339 around this kind of business closure happen. And we can see and observe from this picture is that number of business closure decreased. And then we have to see that how is it gonna be decreasing in the coming months. We're gonna have more data, more accurate data. Then we can compare how the business is gonna be closing. And like I say, some of this business is gonna close forever, and some of this gonna business is gonna trying to hold on in future months or coming months. Some of this gonna be closed. So that's the scenario from April to June. So to the beginning of the month and towards the summer. So we're gonna have more data based on the situation in United States business. So so another thing that I wanted to show you guys that jobs and businesses, excuse me. A lot of this thing depends on what kind of business you are in. So not all the business is going to close permanently. Some of them is going to come back, and for some of them, there is no way around to come in the near future. Because economy has been hit very hard here in the United States. Shopping malls and retail, it's very important to talk about them because these are important part of the US economy. And you can see from this picture, the figure I have, like permanently closed about 35% of the businesses in shopping and retail, and temporarily closure is 65%. So temporary closure is more than permanent closure, and it's depend on approximately 27,000 jobs. And for the restaurant, we can see the permanent closure is really higher. It's like more than 50%, 53%. And for temporary closure, we have like 47%. And these data was based on 23,000 restaurant information. And another business really important and very much available here are beauty and spas. So these data about 15,000 closure of these businesses, we can say only 24% of them are permanently closed and 76% of them are temporarily closed. And for the fitness business, we have around 26% of them permanently closed and temporary closed about 74%. So it's very much clear from this figure at least that we have these differences. First, to the permanent closure we have, and this is really high, like 35% to 53%. But other ones, the beauty and the spa and the fitness section we have, it's pretty low. So we can see that the chance of getting back businesses on beauty and spa and the fitness are more than the shopping malls and the restaurants. So you may be wondering like why that is important. We have to know all this information because once in your future, maybe when you're gonna have a vaccine or any therapeutic, we wanted to go back to normal and we want to get back all the businesses. People is gonna be exploring everything like before. So that time it's gonna be a discussion like which business is gonna be coming back, the temporary one basically. So we can see that how we can recover our business. So type of the business that we are recovering, a lot of our strategies, policies, and where the policymaker have to put more money, which businesses will need more money. All these strategies we have to decide. So policymakers and other people who are even working on this field, they will need this solid information so that they can make their educated guess and contribution where to put their fund, where to do like a lot of stimulus checks are coming in future government will have a plan, maybe help all these businesses to regain and go to their previous condition or open their more business. So they have to know all this information. So it's very important that we pinpoint the specific types of businesses that going to be coming back and what we want, and then how we're going to help the economy recover from there on. So another important part that I wanted to talk that it's about the minority-owned businesses. Minority-owned businesses, if Yelp search, we find that 1785% relative increase in searches for Black-owned businesses, and this review mention of Black-owned businesses increased up to 426%, and increased search for Black-owned business showing like around 1% of all the searching Yelp. And then also we can see that Minnesota, Maryland, Michigan, and Georgia, all these places also this search is going on. And there is an increased search for this Black-owned businesses. And there is a 105K increase in Michigan and Ann Arbor, around in Denver, 26 times increase, Minneapolis, 23 times increase, and Baltimore, 19% increase. So there is an increased need to improve the businesses owned by the minorities to regain the to get to restore our economy to the previous time, and how people can support the small businesses, minority-owned businesses, and that's going to be an important strategy for the government and organization and everybody and policymaker who were involved in this process to know about it. And another one that I wanted to talk about when we are going to be planning the recovery of the economy, we need to know how the business or people's interest in entertainment business changed, how they're because a lot of the business goes on in this country is more entertainment where people spend time, and then that's how the business grows. So suppose like some of the outdoor activities like mountain biking, lakes, and golf, it really decreased over time. Like mountain biking, it decreased 40%, lakes visits and all these activities 34%, golf 33%, hiking 28%. A lot of outdoor activities decrease. So people who are in this business or have any kind of business they ran based on outdoor activities, they have to now think that we don't know is our business is going to come back and how it's going to come back. So this information is going to be useful when we are trying to recover from this pandemic and also the economy hit by this pandemic. And then some of the cases, some kind of other activities like indoor activities, those increase like escape games, 182%, go kart, 147%, X throwing, 113%, gyms, 81%, bowling, 63%, yoga, 42%, and other works like I just said, some outdoor mini golfing like them, those increased like 132%. Amusement park, not that much, 28%. Horseback riding is like 21%. The thing is that I live in Texas, so there are a lot of ranches and stuff like that. And horseback riding seems like a thing of increased activities for people. So maybe people who are in the business section of this kind of entertainment will gain, or more businesses will be coming in this part rather than other side. And yeah, it's true that in Florida and other places, they mentioned that they opened the Disney World, but they didn't find any that kind of outbreak of COVID-19 there. Maybe one of the reason because Disneyland was more like an outdoor activities, like all the park activities are outdoor. It's a very huge place, so you have a better chance of doing the social distancing rather than doing that one. And obviously, in normal time, if you go, it's going to be really crowded. But due to the COVID, they have less people. So so far that we know that places like Disney World, they have some business gain. But also, we have to remember that it's going to be for like this for some time. So when we're going to be trying to recover from the economy and all these problems going on, our economic problems and our economic recovery will depend on the type of business is going on and which one is going to go down. So, towards the end, I wanted to talk something about how this works in US. A lot of our viewers around the world would like to know that how it works in USA. I'm not an economist, but from staying here in this country for a long time, I can give you some basic insight. One of the things that people want to like to know is that this the US economy is basically is not fit for this lockdown system. Lockdown is when this happens, like a lot of small businesses in this country, they have this thing called they have to get their funding or whatever you call it. They have to get some kind of loan from the banks. So what they do, maybe they have to pay that bank for a monthly basis, certain amount of money to pay it back to them gradually over maybe 20, 30 years based on what type of business, what type of loan they take. So think about the situation that happened. If you are locked down for like so long time, then how you're gonna be able to pay back the money? So only thing you're gonna do have to just file a bankruptcy. So in that situation of lockdown, some people were never gonna be go back to the previous situation, so they're not gonna be able to open it. Maybe in near future if they get an opportunity, but that's we don't. That's totally uncertain because of this COVID. We don't know where we're heading. And so that's why it's really difficult. This model of lockdown is very difficult. So it hit harder, even though we try to go back to normal. People are still scared because we don't have the vaccine yet. So people are not comfortable like previously, like the restaurant business. It was hit hard. We don't go to restaurant that much. We to go forward and do the delivery, but they need a huge or certain amount of customers every day to have this revenue and all this enough revenue generation so that they can pay back the money they borrow from the big banks. And that is one of the problem. That's why these small businesses, a lot of the big businesses, they don't, like a lot of chain business in United States, maybe the places they are not getting enough customers, so they had to close down because they cannot pay it anymore and they have to file for a bankruptcy. So this is one of the issue in the United States that is happening, and it's going to take a long time. And think about also the airline business and businesses like cruise business is a big deal everywhere. A lot of people go to cruise. And then here in United States, it's such a big country that people from one state to another state, they mostly take the aeroplane. And that was a awesome business for them, and a lot of people work in there, so they don't have that much um, people to flying on this planes, and they cannot run it. But the cost of the high fuel it takes for these planes to continue or maintain their service. So it's getting very difficult, even though there are stimulus checks, government's trying to help them whatever way, but it's really difficult to keep the employees. And then if you don't have enough customer, ultimately the thing is that the country is going to be seeing a recession, and a lot of employment unemployment going on. Unemployment rate from January to now, it just tremendously increased, and we don't know like how it's going to work so far. So this is a completely different scenario and everything in this country.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. This is excellent. I think that our can I remove this presentation?
Yes, please. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Actually, I think that our audience really enjoy your sessions and they come up with very interesting questions. So I will take some questions from them. Beside that, I want to take some of the opportunity because you come up with the idea of economical impact in COVID-19 situations. And this is most of important thing right now. Even let's say I live in Malaysia, in Asia Pacific, it has major issues. Even though Malaysia control very well compared to other countries these COVID situations, still it has some impact, especially it's a tourist country, so many of the people from outside the Malaysia, they come to Malaysia, they visit Malaysia, they come here for study purpose, for business purpose, and many more things. So first I want to move in that way. Let's say just USA moving with the another's presidents and the another's panel, those who run USA. So in that situations, actually, is there any opportunity that or that economy will be changed slowly, let's say the share markets and other places changes, or on the other hand that I want to know more about the vaccine issues, what's going on in USA?
So we don't have anything approved yet, but everybody is working hard to make sure that we have a vaccine. We heard first that we're going to have a vaccine towards the end of this year, but it's not going to be available to everybody right now. Maybe first of all, they're going to work with the healthcare professional and essential worker, people who go to job and more exposed to COVID. So what they're going to do, they're going to get it first, and gradually, maybe middle of next year, maybe it's going to be available because the population in the United States is a lot of people. And so to vaccinate and make it available and generate all these numbers, millions of vaccine, it's going to take some time. And from there on, it depends on, we don't know yet, like how much is going to be effective. That's another question. So many of them have proposed all these, the main ones, the Moderna, and then Pharma, and some of these big ones, and even in Houston, like they are working. The Baylor College of Medicine, the professors are working. I know many people, and from all over this country, there are so many people are working on it. But the main thing is that how effective it is, how long it's going to stay, because a lot of the vaccine we have taken from our childhood, a lot of if you get one shot or something like that, maybe it's going to go for rest of your life. But some of them, like I take flu shot every day, every year around this time, and it's like I have to take it every year. But this one, we developed this vaccine like for this flu. It's been a long, long time. Like we have this all these things already here, but for the COVID-19, we don't know anything how long it's gonna stay. Like even if it stays for like 3 months, that's one case, and then if it stays like longer, then situation will be different. And how effective it is gonna work for young people, or is it gonna be useful for old people, or what's gonna be the situation? So we have so many unknowns that it all of them depends on type of the vaccine we have, how fast we can get to the people, how effective it is. So, and based on that one, people will do more activities and go back to normal life. And as we go back to more normal lives, our economy will run better.
Mhm. Excellent. Beside that, what will be the political impact after these elections? Is there any things you may predict that it may give some sort of faith, as well as the global business, as USA has a different kind of impact and initiative in the global economy? Uh, what are your observations after these elections?
For right now, I'm what I'm seeing that they're gonna do a new task force for COVID-19, and hopefully they're gonna have new plans how to control this one. And and by the it's gonna take some time because the new president is gonna come on January 20. So the current president is gonna work, I think, 2 more months or 275 days or something like that, 70 days almost. So this time they have some transition, they have their plan and the new plan. So I don't think so until January 20, the new plan is going to be that effective. They're going to start working, but it's going to be totally effective around that time. And we are hoping that maybe something in that time we're going to have at least the vaccine, maybe the essential worker will get it. So we're hoping that within time goes by, within few months, we're going to have some good news about vaccine, and new policies will come back, and maybe they have some new ideas how to tackle that. Maybe that's going to help run the business better.
Mhm. Excellent. One of the specific things, according to the different kind of research, and we observing that, like small medium enterprise, this is one of the area that they will be highly affected. Maybe they have to take their times and around 6 years to overcome from these situations, the COVID-19 economic impact. On the other hand, big corporation, they need 4 years. Even though different countries, they need around 10 years to overcome from these situations. So what will be the better economic strategy in terms of globalizations, how the global community can work together to overcome from this situation? What the things you want to add?
I want to add that that safety first. The reason people are not going because they're scared of it and how it's controlled. One important thing that we all as a citizen of the world, we have to be a better citizen to follow the direction, the normal ones like wearing mask, wash your hand, social distancing. So if we can follow everywhere, everybody follows that one, I think then people will feel more comfortable. But there are a lot of places you go, you end up seeing that a lot of people are not following those directions. So you may not feel comfortable. There are a lot of places that I wanted to go, but I just find out that if those people are not wearing masks, I don't go there because that's not the way I see to protect myself. So I think as a global citizen, we have to agree that one because it's been everybody knows what we're supposed to do, like the normal guidelines, but not everybody is following. They have to be serious. They have to understand the what's the serious thing. It's a deadly disease, We don't have anything effective right now, so we all have to come together and agree that we are going to follow these steps. And if we can follow these steps and maintain this one, wearing mask, social distancing, and all this cleaning as hand sanitizing, then I think that it's going to help everybody to come out and do their businesses in a better way and more safer way. And that's going to help for me because people is going to involve more in work. And I think there should be no new strategies. The other strategies we used before is no longer useful in this time. We have to have more innovative strategies. The how we can do these strategies in different part, like suppose somebody is doing a business or restaurant business. We know in United States they hit hard. If they have some space, they can do it more outdoor. So we can see that if you have outdoor space, and then people is going to be more willing to go rather than the closed space where you can breathe more, or if there is less more chance of getting infected. So maybe some kind of like that, like people, many people in this COVID time, like the IT people, they work from home. So they're going to be working from home maybe almost a year or something. That's another innovative way and keep them motivated. So we have to find new ways. The old ways is not going to work. The new ways, because this COVID time is a long, long time, but at the same time, we have to give them a safe place to come back, and economy to come back, and all the business to come back. And at the same time, what I feel that my research thing is based on healthcare workers presenteeism thing. If a lot of people don't know this term, presenteeism means you come to work being sick. So this is an important thing my PhD research in, and I feel this COVID time is going to be very helpful because a lot of people will come to work being sick. Many of them will not know, and some of them will ignore it. And I know there are like 40% people are even asymptomatic. But even after you are done with the COVID, there are lingering symptoms, and it has been seen in the studies, different scientific studies, that if you come to work being sick, it decreases your productivity. At the same time, it's cost money. So we have to be careful about that. We have to make sure that we have a safe workplace for us. And for the safe workplace, we have to do a lot of measures like do a screening. Screening should be very, very like there are a lot of places they have like 15 minute screening. If you see the I just saw an ad, I think for the United Airlines, what they did, they're going to do a COVID testing before you get into the airline. So I think this is a remarkable idea because people who doesn't want to go, like they don't want to go to the plane where because it's a very compact place, but they will feel comfortable now that I'm getting into a plane where people are COVID free at least from the test. So this is rapid test they're doing. They're going to be feel safer, and this business like airline business can be saved with these safe measures. And they have option like if you don't want to do the testing in here in the United States, they're like they believe in more freedom, and then you cannot force anybody to have the test, so they have other planes they can use. So I think this is a awesome idea from that point of view, that if you can make the place safer. And another one, I would like to say that if you want to have some contact tracing, like South Korea did contact tracing, we wanted to do that too because there will be some point, there will be different places will have outbreak. It's not going to be all of the places. So if we have a cluster and those people are infected, we can know them and stop the spread from that side. That's going to help a lot of businesses. Like, okay, that part of the business is infected, you just stop, or maybe make sure that is closed for a certain time and clean it and get back rather than closing everything else other places where is no outbreak. So another one is contact tracing. There are a lot of work is going on. Different cities are trying to get this one like a very effective one. So I think that's going to be another strategy to control the virus and make our workplace safe. And as long as we can make these businesses and workplace safe, I think there is a better chance for us to get back our economy.
Excellent. Beside that, I want to know more about the educational institution, university, research centers, their strategy, what's going on. Even example, according to our research and report, we find that 28% of the students, they are drop out right now from their higher study, those who are more than 18 years of old, because they need to support their family. So I want to know, as you have engagement with the university in USA, so what's going on inside the universities, and how actually you getting support from your universities?
So getting support from university, from my point of view, because I work outside, and I have this because as a I my situation is different. I don't know. I cannot talk about others, but I can talk from my point of view. Is that I can teach online. So they gave me the option to teach everything online. So likewise, I'm giving talking to you guys. I can teach online, do all my activities online. So that made my life more easy. So I still have this option to have my job and then at the same time continue with my education. So, but the people who lost their job, like their situation is totally different. They cannot pay their tuition because all these tuition people, a lot of people, they don't have this funding opportunity for everybody. They work outside or they take the student loan. So one of the things that government did, they stopped this payment. Like you can go without paying for the tuition, pay a student loan for some time. I know some of my friends, they work right now, but they have the student loan, but they don't have to pay for certain period of time. So release their pressure, and a lot of people lost their job. So one of the problems they're having, a lot of people are not getting, or maybe not be registering for the class because they don't have the money to pay the tuition.
Hmm.
So the situation, what they're trying to do, they're trying to keep continuing with maybe online classes, and they were thinking maybe student will come back, maybe not this semester, at least that next year. So that's the case they're having. So there are not that much hire in the university, not a lot of universities that are hiring people, and actually people who are working part time and adjunct faculties, they're talking that they cannot have that much teachers, and a lot of teachers are not, like professors are not getting any classes, and the tenured professor who work in those universities, there are talk maybe they will be laid off too if the situation doesn't improve. Um, but hopefully by next year we'll have a solution where we can get back our student to our class, and economy will go back to the previous one.
Mhm. Excellent. Beside that, as USA have a lot of people, those who are affected by the COVID-19, and many people actually die, and we are really sorry about that. Like, can we know more about the healthcare situation right now in USA? What's going on, or how they're taking the different kind of strategy and initiative to solve this problem right now?
So the healthcare system in United States, one of the things is that you have to have health insurance. So we don't have any universal health insurance, we can say, but we have Medicare, Medicaid, and then we have this Affordable Care Act. We have to make sure that people have some insurance. And then the thing is that all this insurance company and everything, we need to make sure that these people are getting, especially the COVID test, they can get it cheaper. And there is also talk all over the world, I guess, that you can get a free COVID testing. And at the same time, the healthcare is overwhelmed. In the beginning, people have this pressure of getting the ventilators. I think that thing has been taken care of a lot. And in the beginning of that one, we didn't expect that we need that kind of testing. But gradually, like they're testing, like you can do 15 minutes even here in the pharmacy. A lot of pharmacies, they offer you to get the free testing, and hopefully in the near future you're going to be able to even have, I believe that you can test your COVID at home. Maybe going somewhere you can test it, and then you can go start doing that. So I believe there will be time like that. And the healthcare burden is going to be high in this situation, where you have more and more people. And we have a plan to combat those. Like last time they have a plan of how many, they do the statistics, how many people will be impacted, how many beds they're going to need, or ventilators they're going to need. So we have an energy stadium in Houston, so they thought like maybe they can put a lot of beds there, in the military, they have this system that they can make a mobile hospital type system so that you can have more patients. So that was their plan first, that if we don't have enough space inside the healthcare or hospitals, we can make this mobile hospital outside. So United States Army, they have this capability, like they can really set up a mobile hospital in a big space, or in a very short period of time than normal people. So that was the plan, that they will set up this mobile hospitals and all these beds and everything. And I think that's one of the way to tackle more and more patients.
Mhm. Okay. Beside that, I want to know that, as you said, 41% small business already died. What's their condition? Government take any initiative to give them support, or any kind of strategy in your mind that this can be implemented for this small enterprise or the small business?
For the data I show you, the 41%, I guess that's, I think, overall. So I think that that is something we have to see and look. And government is trying, like for the airline business, government has given a lot of stimulus. But when the first pandemic hit hard, the main important thing was they were giving stimulus to individual person, because a lot of people cannot like American system. I told you that USA, like people get money and then they pay the bills and the mortgages, and if you don't have a job or if you don't get salary, then you're not going to be able to pay your home and something like that. So like I get a check from the government, and that's like I can pay this one my rent or whatever way I use it. So that's the first stimulus, and they have planned for different stimulus for personal one. And then they're for the businesses, they're having more and more new ideas, but they have to go through some procedure, like in the government system, to approve those. So they're planning to provide some kind of like they give it to the, what's that called, the airline system. They provided the stimulus, and then they're planning to, based on what's going to happen and which business we're going to be able to recover, they're planning also to help all of these businesses.
Mhm. Excellent. I want to go some questions with our audience. Sharita Sharma, I think she's from India. Dr. Sharita, she said a very important discussions indeed. I think audience really enjoying your sessions. And Noor Fazrin, hello ma'am, greetings from Malaysia. Which industry is largely affected due to COVID-19? Thank you.
So I would say that actually you cannot say exactly largely, but mostly some of them that I showed you. I don't know, the ones I showed a slide, the shopping malls and the restaurants, and another one is cruise business. It may be different in other part of the world, but cruise business, their situation is pretty bad. A lot of people goes to cruise in this country, and then that situation is bad. And for the restaurants, people don't go out. Like there is a time people used to go restaurant a lot, but yeah, if you see that slide that I showed you, let me go back and tell you the exact number. So the exact number is that like permanently closed 53%. From my figure, all in this sector, like the shopping mall, restaurant, beauty and spa and fitness, this restaurant business is permanently closed. So it may be the one that was hit hard more than the other ones, but other ones like cruise business also impacted a lot too.
Mhm. Okay. Beside that, one important thing in recent years from USA and many of the political ally and the organization, they said that universal basic income is one of the important things right now in 21st century. What do you think about that? Is it essential? Is it important? Is it applicable? What do you want to share?
You mean universal basic income?
Yes, universal basic income, like some of the stimulate package you are talking about, that government pay some amount of money. So universal basic income, like every citizen of this of a specific country, government must pay minimum amount of money for their survivals. Even in World Talent Economy Forums, we try to discuss with a lot of think tank like TAFFD, Transhumanist, and many of the intellectual person like Zoltan Iskevan, who is actually running for US presidential candidate, about this universal basic income. Do you think like it's practically applicable at present situation? Is it important or what?
One thing is that for the US, like they had recession before, so they have this system like people who doesn't have that much income, they can apply for food stamp. So government will give them a minimum salary of food stamp, and if they lose job, they can ask for unemployment benefit. So they have some kind of plan from previous experience or recession.
Mhm.
But the normally, if you have a recession, you do some strategy and policy like when we had in 2008, we had a recession, big recession, and then but they can use all this strategy and everything so quickly. But right now, we don't know that what's going to work and what's not going to work, right? Because we cannot have everything we want the way, and everything is so different. So that's why this is so uncertain period. But whatever situation we have to keep continuing with this one. And in the USA, but the US's strategy, they already have a system. But for the other parts of the world, if they wanted to follow this food stamp and unemployment, I don't know how economic strength of other parts. Maybe it's for Malaysia. I'm not sure there how they deal with the recession thing, and I'm sure
No,
their economic system is different, right?
no, definitely they are providing. Like example, if you focus on Asia Pacific, USA is a more privatizations,
Like
sovereign government.
capitalist
Yes,
society,
yes,
capitalistic.
yes. Like sovereign is very strong in Asia Pacific. Let's say China is number one for sovereign. Malaysia, Singapore, you find this kind of country sovereign is very strong, and they provide lot of package and support to their local community. They also provide financial support. They also provide support to this small medium enterprise and the big corporations. In the many ways they are actually like adjust with these things. So what I understand from their budget and other things, it will be continue, especially they want to give more emphasis on number one healthcares, number two agricultures, and number three some of the basic infrastructure which is really essential, especially for like internet of things, e-commerce, and this kind of things. Yes, as this kind of country, Asia Pacific, they are more on government, depend on government. Let's say Malaysian biggest corporation, Petronas. So Petronas is a government owned corporations. So they are the backbone of the economy. So this kind of economy actually, like China, Malaysia, they are very much similar than they provide. So their unemployment rate and other things compared to USA, if you check this data and other things, it's lower compared to USA, because of US economy is something like more global, more capitalization. They are more controlled and they have different strategy. I want to take more questions from audience. Humayra Tanzila, hello everyone, welcome to this sessions of World Talent Economy Forums. Thank you for your time and efforts. Mohammed Shohel Rana, hello, ma'am. Nice to meet you with the important discussions. And there is one more question I want to take. Hello, ma'am. Hope you are doing well. Do you think USA will overcome the loss created by the pandemic? Thanks. Yes.
Um, I think in the near future they will get it back, but it's gonna be a long time. I think the situation looks pretty bad from right now, and depends on which strategy we're gonna use, how soon we're gonna get the vaccine, and if we can get I mean, effective vaccine. I think it's gonna be quicker, and at the same time, I hope they're spending a lot on this finding any kind of cure or therapeutics. I
Mhm.
think that's gonna help at the same time. Depends on that one, everything would get back. Remember, before we are having this pandemic, US economy was very, very good. Like their unemployment rate was very low. There are a lot of job outside. Even I was called to teach in a university over here, but it was quite a little bit far from my place. I didn't go. But the same kind of jobs, it's like if you apply, They're not going to even call you. Some of those teaching jobs, they're telling, okay, we're like, it's cancel. And this, you can feel the situation is not good. So that's why they're not hiring people anymore. So I think they will recover sometime because due to the system they have, once you fix this pandemic, we can get it control over. We can get people to the normal business because this capitalistic society is totally different than what we see in other parts of the world, like socialistic society. Everything is
Mhm,
privatized. You earn money, you spend it. So if you stop spending, so and then there is no business, it's not going to work. So as people are going to get back to normal life, people start spending, there are going to be more jobs coming up, and then with the time, maybe it's going to take time, but if we have a something effective, vaccine, therapeutics, or cure, I believe it will get back.
mhm. One of the important aspect, like USA, perhaps they are getting new vice president, and Kamala Harris, and she is actually woman, and perhaps in this position, the first woman she's getting. So, what you want to share about the US economies, and especially the glass ceiling factors, how it works in USA, how actually like they empowered women in USA culture and economy.
So, if you talk about this one, actually, this is just totally a new thing. We
Mhm,
never had any precedent before, so this is about to see like how it's gonna work,
mhm,
and I'm not sure that um, how it's going to work for women because already we don't have, it's true that we don't have women in this presidential position, but
mhm,
if you see US economy, how everybody is working, all the
mhm,
moms and everybody is working, and it's even after from World War II when all the men went for the war, women are left here, and then from that time on the American women they started working, and this working of women is very widespread here. Everybody, all the women here work, so women will be working, and I think only thing is that maybe we're gonna dream in for higher, that women is gonna go for better and more higher position.
mhm. Excellent. So do you have, as both of we from the developing nations, like country like Bangladesh and India, we have many audience from these developing nations and many guests from even Africa, Asia, and South Asia, and Asia Pacific. So do you have any specific advice and guidelines that how they should play roles for overcoming from this economic situations, and how they can play their roles for creating more employment and this kind of things?
For the employment, I think this is a question like everybody is asking how we can solve this issue. This is, I have no specific answer for you, but I think only one thing is that whatever we are doing, if we do safely and start our business in a safer way, people will come to the business, even if other parts of the world, all over parts of the world, I think people will come to the business. So if we can make it safer place for people to come. If you are a restaurant owner in Bangladesh, India, any other place, if you make sure your people that you like, if they come to your restaurant, if they see you, if you're wearing mask, you're using the sanitizers, if they see you, I believe people will come to your restaurant, and then that will help getting more. Like I told you about the United Airlines. So when I, as a customer, hear that they are having all these tests, so I'm feeling okay. Now I can fly. At least I have some guarantee. So give people something because before this situation the economy was not that bad, so our goal should be get everything back like before, even though the COVID will not go away, but we can take measures to make sure that our customer come back to our business and we can do safely business. We do screening, we do contact tracing, and follow all the public health guidelines. I think that way people will come back to our business, and our business will keep running.
Excellent. My last questions to you: what will be the future of globalization? What will happen next few years? What are your predictions?
Well, for the globalization, I think it's not in good shape anymore because of the COVID. Everything stopped. Before that, we are like thinking that world is so close, but everything is closed. Like a lot of places, even people from here, USA cannot go. They from lot of tourists from USA go to even this Malaysia, especially the Indonesia is one of the places, Bali. A lot of people from USA go there for vacation, and they are not able to go. Any of all these people, the Europe in summer, like a lot of people go there. Like now, so everything globalization is a thing that we cannot think right now. We're our globalization right now mostly on this virtual world. We are more and more becoming virtual rather than going ourselves. So I think unless we find a solution, get a vaccine all over, globalization in person it's not going to be happening, but of course, I believe that the virtual way will be connected with all over the world.
Mhm. Excellent, excellent, Madam Shabnam. Basically, World Talent Economy Forum. This is our initiative that we want to connect more community. We want to create a knowledge-based and talent-based economy, and this is ultimately the solution of the world's. And World Talent Economy Forum, Asia Research and Development Institute, and Al Noor Academy, Sarhadiya Bharat. We are working together. We are trying to fix and solve the local problem as well as different kind of international issues. So hopefully, we are arranging different kind of summit conference and the policy level discussions. Many governments as well as corporations and university, they are joining with us. So hopefully we're gonna invite you more in our policy level discussions. So my last thing is that what will be your concluding remarks for today's sessions?
So for today's session, I just wanted to tell that all of us, we have to be calm. We have to believe in ourselves and believe that there are better days will come soon. And please try to be safe for you and for everybody else. Wear mask, wash your hand, stay away, social distance 6 feet as much as possible. And then as the time goes, I believe there will be a better future. Vaccine will be coming soon. We will be all vaccinated and then world will go back to normal. So for a better future, I guess.
Thank you, thank you, thank you for your valuable contributions. It's really, really nice discussion, and this is really, really demanding as you are discussing about the economic impact, and everybody want to know what's the solution. Even we are working with U.S. Chamber of Commerce, Pacific Rim Business Councils, different kind of Muslims forums. So any of the things, any of the solution in your minds that we can promote to the global community. We have 100 different countries in our hands, and we are working together. So we appreciate you that if you want, we can email us, and any kind of innovative idea you want to share with us, we can work together. Thank you for your time
Thank
and
you.
everything.
Thank you
Thank you.
very
Take care. Take care.
much.
Take care.